Well, growing up in the 50s, it was a pretty, those were the quiet years, and the expectations were not great for young women of my age or my era or my neighborhood. I grew up in a working class neighborhood where there wasn't a lot of expected of you other than to be a good girl. You did not have sex before marriage. You were expected to be a virgin when you married. So many girls married young and had children by the age of 20.
Hookup culture has become a popular topic in recent years, with many people expressing their opinions on the subject. Some see it as a positive development, while others view it as a negative trend. In this video, we will take a closer look at hookup culture and explore its origins, its effects on society, and some of the pros and cons associated with it.
Do you remember when you told me that I might have such strong feelings about a boy that it might be hard for me to decide what's right to do?
Yes, I remember, but why?
Well, it was something like that tonight with Jeff. You know, I like him an awful lot, and we have such fun at dances. But tonight, the feeling between us kept getting stronger and stronger. On our way home, we stopped and parked. And then things seemed to happen. Too nearly. Well, it was so close. Suddenly I realized what we were about to do. I asked Jeff to take me home. I guess he felt ashamed too. He said he was sorry, that it was his fault.
Do you think it was his fault?
Oh, Mother, I don't know what to think. I'm so mixed up.
First, let's define what we mean by hookup culture. Essentially, it refers to a culture in which casual sex encounters are common and socially accepted. This can include one-night stands, friends with benefits, and other forms of casual sexual activities. Hookup culture has its roots in the sexual revolution of the 1960s when societal attitudes towards sex began to shift.
Seems quite a lark. You like someone, he likes you. Everything is fun and affection. Then, all at once, you can find yourself in a situation where your physical urges fight against your reason. Then those fine thoughts of love and affection can suddenly get twisted.
One of the main drivers of hookup culture is the increased use of dating apps and websites. These platforms have made it easier than ever to connect with potential partners, and many people use them specifically for the purpose of finding someone to hook up with. Additionally, social media has played a role in the rise of hookup culture by making it easier for people to share information about themselves and connect with others. One of the biggest criticisms of hookup culture is that it can be harmful to women. Critics argue that the emphasis on casual sex can lead to a lack of respect for women's boundaries and increased risk of sexual assault. Additionally, some argue that hookup culture can be detrimental to the emotional well-being of women, as it can lead to feelings of insecurity and low self-esteem.
Being single at 46 sucks. It just sucks. And I'm fucking tired. And I make jokes about the fucking buffoons that I have been encountering in dating. But in reality, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality, and those stories are the shit that's available, because all the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s because they're good men. I'm not blaming it all on men, because women are fucking shit. They're fucking batshit crazy too. So, but this is my reality, not anybody else's. Yeah, that's all.
On the other hand, many people argue that hookup culture can be empowering for women. They argue that it allows women to take control of their sexuality and make their own choices about when and with whom they want to have sex. Additionally, some argue that hookup culture can provide a way for women to explore their sexuality without feeling shame or judgment.
Well, here's an interesting story. So last night, I went to this swingers club in Atlanta, and like deadass, like this shit's like no other shit. Like, it's deadass a club that you go and fuck in. Like, literally, you go in the club, have drinks. There's just a bunch of dudes walking around in towels, and you can literally just go in a room and go fuck anybody. Like, meet strangers and go fuck. Like, that shit is crazy. And I went with my boyfriend and my girlfriend, and they let me get slayed. Deadass. Shit's crazy.
Another criticism of hookup culture is that it can be harmful to men. Critics argue that the emphasis on casual sex can lead to a lack of emotional intimacy and connection in relationships. Additionally, some argue that hookup culture can be detrimental to the emotional well-being of men, as it can lead to the feelings of insecurity and low self-esteem. Some argue that hookup culture can be beneficial for men. They argue that it allows men to explore their sexuality without feeling shame or judgment. Additionally, some argue that hookup culture can provide a way for men to connect with others on a physical level without the pressure of commitment. Hookup culture also has an effect on the LGBTQ+ community. Some argue that the culture can be harmful to these individuals as it perpetuates harmful stereotypes and reinforces discrimination. On the other hand, some argue that hookup culture can be beneficial for these individuals as it provides a way for them to explore their sexuality without feeling shame. One of the biggest concerns about hookup culture is the potential for the spread of sexually transmitted infections. Critics argue that the casual nature of hookup culture can lead to a lack of communication about sexual history and a lack of protection during sexual encounters, which can increase the risk of STDs. Mental health has been a major concern when it comes down to hookup culture. Critics argue that the emphasis on casual sex can lead to feelings of emptiness and a lack of emotional connection. Additionally, some argue that hookup culture can lead to feelings of insecurity and low self-esteem. It is wise to take heed of these understandings before you ever go into the real world making these decisions. Many people argue that hookup culture can be a positive development, while others have statistically proven otherwise. All in all, it is important to understand the implications of what's at risk when you choose to live these types of lifestyles. Physical touch is one of the most important ways that people can deeply connect with people, and utilizing it for pure pleasure can lead to your demise.